Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome back to another Grounded update video where today we are going over the Grounded Hot and Hazy update. Yes, they have finally given it the update a name, and also we have a preview video from our good friends over at IGN. Wonderful creators over there, guys. Do not forget to go check out their channel and website as well, so you guys can learn all the stuff that's going on with IGN as well. But they have put together a demo video of what's going to be in the update that explains all sorts of new cool things. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to go over piece by piece. We're going to watch this video. I'm going to be pausing at some opportunistic times to talk to you guys about some things that we're seeing, some different things that I want to point out throughout the video, and also at the end there's also some pictures I want to go over as well. So let's hop in, let's watch this video. But before we do, I just want to remind you guys, one, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But two, this update is so much bigger than what I thought it was going to be. I thought big update before. No, this update is massive. Everything that they put in it. I cannot wait for you guys to be able to see everything that's in this update. So let's hop in and let's check it out now.
It's no secret that Grounded, Obsidian's backyard survival game, is very different from anything the prolific RPG developer has made before, something the developers themselves have poked fun at in the past. But while the microscopic multiplayer adventure has seen success in its own right, even while still in preview, the upcoming Hot and Hazy update seems poised to give many fans more of what they might expect from Obsidian. Lots of stats. With everything from character stats that let you upgrade your avatar's abilities, to weapon upgrades that increase deadliness, to new armor classes with gameplay consequences, Grounded will get a whole lot nerdier and RPG-like later this month.
All right, so let's pause right here for the first thing that I want to walk you guys through. One, they said we have armor classes now. Absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to see more about that. They'll talk about it more in the video. But two, they've also upgraded stats as well, which I'm super excited about, and they'll explain a little bit more. But the eagle-eyed among you may have missed a couple small things. One, that's an infected ladybug. So there is not one new enemy or two new enemies. They have added infected ladybugs, infected larvae, infected gnats that you guys have seen so far. Also, I want to point out this weapon that they're holding in their hand is a black ant dagger. Okay, also, let's go back a little bit more. One other thing that points out black ants to me, you guys look at the bottom of the screen right now. There's two things down there I want to point out. One is the fact that they have the black ant dagger in their hand, and two is the shovel that's next to it. That is the tier 2 shovel, at least of what I have seen inside of the dev world, but also the tier 2 shovel for the black ants is called the black ant shovel. So I hope that this is actually what's coming to the game. What we're going to do now is we're going to continue watching a little bit more, and we'll break down some of the other things he talked about a little bit more in depth when we get a little bit further in. All right, let's go forward just a little bit more, and that looks about good. Let's go ahead and play from here.
To new armor classes with gameplay consequences, Grounded will get a whole lot nerdier and RPG-like later this month.
Here we go. Grounded Hot and Hazy update preview by Travis Northrop. Thank you.
One of the biggest additions Hot and Hazy adds is a collectible called Milk Molars, which lets you upgrade stats like max health, max stamina, how quickly your character gets thirsty or hungry, and how many mutations you can equip at once. Going forward, not every adventurer will be the same, with players being able to upgrade their avatars in different ways by collecting and spending this new currency. Even more interesting, you'll be able to buy group upgrades as well, which give a boost to the entire party. Similarly, weapon upgrades will give you a chance to enhance your weapon with increased damage and durability, and even apply status effects. For example, if you collect mint candies and apply them to your weapon, it will give the fresh status effect that bestows it with unique properties. Armor has also been given an RPG-like rework, and now all armor will be classified as light, medium, or heavy, each of which has trade-offs between stamina and protection, as a million other RPGs have taught you.
All right, here's a good place to pause as well, because we've gone through and watched a little bit more. Another thing I want to point out to you guys is they are talking about armor and all the changes and stuff like that, but there's a couple things that you guys may have also missed. I'm going to go right back here. We're going to mute really quick, and I want to call attention to this area right up here, okay, right towards the top right of my screen. If you guys watch up there, you guys saw that there definitely is more things. This is the house that's right over here, but we'll go back and watch one more time. This area right here is the back corner of the fence. right? There's a sandbox, a sandcastle here inside of the sandbox, and you are getting this sizzling effect that's going on, but there's also a bunch of trash over here. You can only imagine what's over in that area right now. Also, check out this thing that just comes out of the ground and then hides again. That thing's called an ant lion, okay, or a lion ant, or what have you. There they are fighting the infected larva again. But you'll see here in just a second that they're actually fighting it. So this is crazy. Also, what shield does Hoops have right there? Because that's not your normal shield, if you guys didn't see that. But look at Antlion. Look at this thing. Look at this thing fight right now. This thing is absolutely massive. Look at its weird looking face. That thing scares the crap out of me. I can't wait to kill it. But they're using what would be like considered a tier 3 or tier 4 dagger right now, trying to fight this thing and doing barely any damage to it. So there is a lot more to explore in this update than what's previously been talked about. Let's unmute and follow a little bit more, shall we?
Between stamina and protection, as a million other RPGs have taught you. Wearing light armor gives you less protection in a fight, but allows you to regenerate stamina faster, while heavy armor is the opposite. Yet another way for players to define their own playstyles and occupy different roles within a party of players. Of course, there's no point in having all these new tools if you don't have some new dangers to confront them with, and the Hot and Hazy update adds 4 new environments, including the new Sandbox Desert biome and an upgrade to an existing one, the Haze. The Sandbox Desert is a giant sandbox in the backyard where exposure to direct sunlight applies a new sizzling effect on you that begins to kill you over time, forcing you to dash between sources of shade before you get burned to a crisp. Out in the desert, you'll find new enemies to fight, buried treasure to uncover, and other secrets that might make the scorching trek worth your time. On the other hand, there's the Haze, which has been revamped to be more than just a bleak patch of poisonous smog. Now you'll find creepy mushrooms that explode, new enemies, and even a secret lab to be explored and plundered.
Okay, so before we go any further, guys, I just want to point out that they said 4 new biomes. Not 1, not 2, 4. Okay? They talked about the sandbox, which is a scorching desert, and the haze. We're still missing 2 that they're not going to talk about in this video. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video on how big this update is? Like I said, massive. Biggest update to Grounded yet. There's new things that are going to be put out. Like, for instance, when you're in over here, you're getting this sizzling perk. Also, if we look a little bit earlier in the video, when they're running through right here, there's a base right here inside of this desert. Also, where the antlion is. This thing this update is so absolutely massive that I cannot wait for us all to get in and play it. And to think that everything that they've added to the game, this is just scratching the surface, mind you. There is a lot of things that they still haven't talked about. What's that trash area? What are the other 2 biomes? Look at, there's now buried treasure. Granted, yes, they're digging up a piece of clay, but what else could you dig up in the desert that's going to be considered buried treasure that you can go out and find? Then they talk about how they've revamped the entire haze zone. It's not just a little area that's covered in haze smoke anymore. No, it is an entirely new biome that's like a jungle almost. So they have taken the haze that once was just kind of a meh area to go into and made it a dangerous place to go that most likely you're going to need very advanced gear in order to get into. They have taken this update to heights that I was not even ready for. So let's go through a little bit more and let's listen to the last of the update here, shall we?
More than just a bleak patch of poisonous smog. Now you'll find creepy mushrooms that explode, new enemies, and even a secret lab to be explored and plundered. But traversing this highly toxic area will mean gearing up with suitable equipment, like a gas mask, to make the hostile zone semi-habitable. In our early access review last year, we liked Grounded's survival RPG core, but lamented its lack of meaningful content. So it's really awesome to see Obsidian doubling down on the RPG elements with the Hot and Hazy update, which looks to add exactly what the game needed.
All right, so here we go. Talking about the images that are on here as well. Once again, thank you IGN for the awesome images and breakdown of everything. But first of all, what the heck is Hoops wearing right now? She's got some sort of sombrero, a weird looking coat on, and then some sort of, maybe this is the lion ant gear. I'm not sure. Those look like feather pieces though. It may be some sort of new resource that's coming into the game because I'm not really sure what that is. It almost looks like dead leaves, but new resource in the game for us to find. I'm all for that. Also, let's talk about the image here that we're looking at, milk molars. This is a way to upgrade your character so you could make it the most customized that you want it to be. So throughout the game, you'll find these things called milk morsels that they were talking about, and mega milk morsels. These will go through and make it so you could do things like get more max active mutations, because right now you can only have 3, but we've always talked about wanting to have more. So what happens if you can have, I don't know, 6 on at the same time, or 5? Awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait for this. Also, if we look, max health, max stamina, thirst burn rate, hunger burn rate, so you can lower those down. But I'm assuming that this is going to be a limited resource in the game, so you'll not be able to take every single thing with you as you go. You'll not be able to get all of the perks. So let's go forward to the next picture here. We're going to look at what Pete's wearing. This armor here has been dubbed the roly-poly armor. Okay, and it was confirmed that this is the roly-poly armor. Okay, but what's that weapon that they have in their hand? Well, if we look closely at our good friend, the lion ant thing, that looks like one of its pincers. So maybe there's a new sword that's coming to the game that we're going to be able to play with. Very excited. Also, check this out. There's also a smithing station that's got added to the game. No idea what it's going to look like yet, but we're going to have a smithing station that's going to make it so you can up the damage and durability of your favorite weapons, as well as adding things like mint globs and other things to it to give status effects to your favorite weapons. So say you really enjoy the mosquito rapier and you want to upgrade the crap out of it to make sure you have a super deadly weapon, now you can. So that is another awesome thing that's coming to this update. Also, just showing off once again the haze area with this new exploding mushrooms and our good friend the infected larva with 4 eyes apparently, which makes him even creepier. So there is so much coming to this update, guys. I cannot wait for you guys to be able to go through and explore, and I cannot wait for me to also be able to go through and explore this new zone that got added to the game, as well as all of the other zones that got added in there, and start finding out where you find all these milk molar, morsel, whatever they are, things. So please, guys, join me in this update in the public test server that's going live in just a few hours, in just about 4 hours from the time I'm recording this, but just very soon today. Also, don't forget to check out the Casually Grounded stream, and as a final shout out to IGN, please do not forget to go check out IGN as well, because if it wasn't thanks to their website, I would not have been able to make this video for you guys. So thank you everybody so much for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.